Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot for January 18th. 2 more days. We can make it. So, just a couple quick things. One, it was interesting that the protests that were sort of talked about for Sunday really, as near as I can figure, didn't manifest. Good thing. And I just want to remind people that on Sunday, the Positive Energy Circle was about putting protection around the White House, Capitol Hill, state capitals, people involved in the inauguration, all the people involved in law enforcement. So if you're wanting to take part in that, go ahead. It's up there on both channels. And it's a lovely little meditation. So if you're interested, please go check it out. And tomorrow, on Tuesday, on the Soulprint Insights channel, is another video about saging the White House, and I've actually expanded that. We're also saging Capitol Hill, just because there was so much violence and hate and aggression. So we're saging that, and state capitals also. Okay. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to be releasing a video on Wednesday morning, as you typically would get, because I'm going to be watching the inauguration. If anything really crazy happens or anything happens that I really want to do a reading on immediately, you'll see me in the afternoon. If not, enjoy Inauguration Day. Take a deep breath. Breathe in that shift in energy that's going to take place. All right, enough chatter. Here we go. So first, thank you so much to all of my new subscribers. Welcome to Soulprint. We're just thrilled to have you here. We really are a lovely little community, and we're delighted to welcome all of the new subscribers. And of course, to my existing subscribers, I adore you. All right, now, I asked you to send me questions for the pendulum. And so that's what this whole reading is going to be about. This whole video is about your questions and the pendulum's answers for any of those who are new to this channel. Or a reminder, okay, so when the pendulum goes side by side like that, it tells me it is ready to talk. Pendulum, please show me yes. And you'll see the pendulum goes back and forth, and pendulum, please show me no. And you'll see that it shifts into a round motion. You will also notice that there is a slight vibration that comes from my hand. That is not manipulating anything. It is the energy vibration coming, through my hand to the pendulum and the energy that surrounds. So if I were to use a longer pendulum, there would be virtually no motion. But because I use a short one, you're going to see a little bit of that vibration. And the reason I use a short one is, frankly, it's just easier in this format to have something that isn't, that I'm not having to hold up like this. So let's get started. Fascinating questions. Oh my gosh, you guys, they're so smart and so clever, and you asked really, really good questions. The only thing that could possibly slow us down actually is my own ability to read my own handwriting. So let's get started. These are sort of in the order that I saw them, okay? And hopefully I haven't missed any, but here we go. Okay, pendulum, you ready to talk? Okay, good. Here we go. Is Stacey Abrams going to run for governor in 2022? Yes, she is. And is Stacey Abrams likely to win the governorship in 2022? Is that something that's going to happen? It certainly looks like it. So that's wonderful news. Wonderful news. All right. Are the Trump children or their spouses ever going to be elected to public office? If you hear funny noises, it's Tika having a bone. She's just chewing on one of her little rawhides, and she's just having a party, but she's really close. Okay. Are any of the Trump children or their spouses going to run for any elected public office as we know, no, not at all, not at all. All right. Has Trump stolen artifacts from the White House? Okay, so it's saying no. Puppies. Hold on. Sorry about that. Okay, so not only was Tika making a ridiculous amount of noise, but Nova had himself wrapped up in a curtain and was trying to attack. Welcome to my life. Okay, so apparently that's a no on the artifacts. I do want to know if artifacts have been destroyed by him in the White House. Oh yeah, that's getting a big whopping yes. Because of course we know that this man is one of those people who is absolutely immersed in history and respect and intelligence. Okay. Is Murdoch and the Fox organization, are they going to suffer any penalization as a result of their continual push on the lies and the propaganda connected to Trump? Are they going to suffer a backlash of any kind? Yeah, it looks like they are. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Is there actually going to be a Trump library? No. Are any airports going to be named for Donald Trump? No. Puppy, you need to settle down. No, you really do, Skittles. That's enough. Be quiet. Oh my goodness, this is turning into a bit of a gong show here. Is the White House protected? Like, for the inauguration, is there enough protection in place? Yes. All right. I'm going to have to pause for a second and find out what the panic is about here. Okay, let's continue. Will Mike Pence be safe? Just physically, will he be relatively safe? Oh boy, unfortunately, that looks like a no. Okay, so then let's follow that up with, is he going to be significantly hurt or perhaps even killed as a result of this lack of safety around him? Okay, so I guess his Secret Service people are probably going to need to step up a little bit. Okay. Is Trump going to be arrested while he is still president? That's a no, and that's not really surprising. And is he going to leave the White House before noon? And that's a yes. And from what I understand, that is the plan, right? He's planning on, I think, making that grand exit. I think he's going to go to Andrews Air Force Base. And then, as I understand it, Air Force One is taking him wherever it is he wants to go. That really does sort of need to take place before noon. Now, honestly, if he is up in the air at 12:15 in the afternoon, no one's going to ground the plane. All right. I mean, first of all, even though you have suffered 4 years of insanity, try to remember that you are bringing in a man into the presidency who is just infinitely good and decent And no matter what Trump has done, he is not going to do something that petty. Okay, so even though it would give some people a great deal of humor and chuckles, it's not going to happen, right? I mean, Biden wouldn't be Biden if he was petty like that. Okay, is Trump going to be? Stop, Pendulum. Thank you. Is Trump going to be able to create sort of a shadow presidency while Biden is office? Is that actually something that's going to be made manifest? No. No, no, no. Really, trust me. Trump's going to be so busy trying to get himself out of his legal problems. He honestly, he's not going to have time. Is Josh Hawley likely to vote guilty at the impeachment trial? Nope, he's going to hang in there with his nonsense. Okay. And Ted Cruz, is he going to vote guilty at the impeachment trial? He's another one. Okay. Is Trump going to try to leave the country on the 20th? No. This is the thing, right? Air Force One just can't sort of lift up into the sky and just sort of change course in the middle of, there's flight plans, there's stuff that needs to be done, there's security. So it's not like he can get on the plane and the plane's supposed to go to Florida and he says, no, I think I want to go to Venezuela. Okay, it's not going to happen. All righty. Is the Senate going to convict Trump at this impeachment hearing? Is that going to happen? Okay, well, that's looking like a pretty strong yes. So I guess we shall see. Are there any destructive devices, things that may get detonated during the inauguration or right around that period? Is there any? I'm gonna say it this way: are there any devices that could actually explode at the White House? No. At Capitol Hill? No. And yeah, Melania's tennis pavilion, but that would be part of the White House grounds, so no. All right. Will Biden be in office for the entire 4 years of his term? And that's a yes. And I have to say that is consistent. I have gotten that answer almost since he announced that he was running. I know people have concerns about his health. I know other readers have said he's not going to be in office for the whole term. I have consistently received the answer that he will be in office for the full 4 years and his health will sustain. Okay. Is Letitia James going to basically cause Trump to pretty much go broke? When she's said and done with him and he's penalized for his bad activities, is he going to be in a very, very difficult financial situation? And that's also receiving a super strong yes. Generally speaking, are the state capitals safe? Are they going to be safe over this inauguration and, in fact, this whole week? Yeah. Yeah. This is not, there were so many lessons learned from what happened on January 6th. Trust me, everybody everywhere is really, really on high alert. Was foreign money involved in the riots? Yes. Okay. Did that money come from Russia? Yes. Did that money come from China? Yes. And did that money come from Iran? No. Okay, so interesting. Interesting. Is Trump ultimately likely to lose Mar-a-Lago? Just financially lose it? Is he going to, is that something he's going to end up having to liquidate or sell? Looks like yes. And is Melania likely to divorce him? Yes. Are we going to see that happening, let's say, within the next year? No. So that's interesting. Are Melania and Donald Trump likely to be living in the same residence for the majority of the time for the coming year? No. All right. Well, so she may not be divorcing him right away, but I think she's also not going to be exactly around him a whole lot. All right, now this is a tricky one. Are the Dems going to keep the majority in 2022? All right, well, that's looking like a pretty darn strong yes. And one hopes that everybody realizes the work that's going to need to be done and the voting that's going to need to take place in order for that to actually happen. It's by nothing, when it comes to an election, nothing is a slam dunk. Somebody wanted to know if there are going to be sort of regular stimulus checks. Is Biden going to create something that's going to sort of allow a continual flow? Okay, well, that looks like a yes. To the best of my knowledge, anyways, I haven't heard anything like that, but it looks like something they may be able to work something out there. Is Trump going to be compelled to testify at the Senate trial? No. And this is the thing, legally, he actually cannot be compelled to testify at that Senate trial. That's why he has lawyers there. But he can be compelled to testify at any like legal court proceeding, okay? Okay, just in general, are Joe Biden and Kamala Harris going to be safe through the inauguration and in the coming weeks and months? Yes. Okay. Is some of the right-wing media going to be held responsible for the role they played in the insurrection, insurrection, the misinformation? Is that going to come back at some point? And is there going to be a punishment for that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is Mike Pence going to remain in politics? It looks like a no. And that doesn't surprise me in some way. I know he has this ambition because he thinks God wants him to be president. But I think as more and more information comes out about what went on during the Trump presidency, Biden's not going to have kind of a leg to stand on, right? I mean, he's not going to be able to wash off the stink, basically. Okay. Is Trump ultimately going to go down in history as one of the worst presidents, one of the most lawless presidents of the United States? Is that going to be his legacy? Yes, it will. Will it be proved that Trump was directly involved in the tours of the White House or of the Capitol Hill that took place on January 4th? No. And you know what? That makes sense because listen, don't forget what Michael Cohen said. He talks in code, and the people around him understand the code. And so he didn't have to be involved. He just had to sort of say, you know what you should do. That's all he would have had to say. And so that's not going to be something that is provable. Is Stephen Miller going to end up facing sedition charges? No, isn't that just tragic, eh? Did Stephen Miller have a hand in writing the speech that Trump gave on the 6th? Yeah, it looks like his fingerprints are all over that. All right, so let's just ask one more question about Stephen Miller. Is he going to find out that he really is not going? Is Stephen Miller going to have a future in politics based on his role in the Trump presidency? Is he actually going to end up staying in that field? No, he's not. And this is the thing, listen, just because Biden's in office, that doesn't mean that all of this right-wing crazy is going to go away. In fact, it's very possible it may increase. It may become even bigger. So I'm sure he's going to have a role, but like the snake he is, I suspect it's going to be a little bit quieter, a little bit more behind the scenes. Did Putin help with the 2016 election? Oh, yes, he did. Okay. And was Putin also involved in the 2020 election? Was he involved with that also? Yeah, absolutely he was. There's no question about that. Is Josh Hawley likely to be disbarred? Okay. Is he going to leave the Senate? Yes. And is he going to face some significant legal consequences? And that is also a yes. Okay, and we're going to ask those same questions about Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, is Ted Cruz likely to face disbarment? No. Interesting. Is Ted Cruz going to end up having to leave the Senate? No. That's just so depressing. Is Ted Cruz going to face legal consequences for his behavior? Yes, he is. Okay, well, at least there's some glimmer of hope there. Is Trump likely to give a general pardon to those who participated in the insurrection? No. In part because it would sort of self-implicate him, right? I guess we'll see. We only have like another 2 days. Just think, by time most of you see this video, Trump will be, in 2 days' time, Trump will be out of office. Hang on to that. Will Melania be viewed in much the same way that Trump is going forward? Yeah, you can't escape that. They're just not going to be able to escape it. Is Ivanka going to end up even trying to run for the Senate in 2022? I think they're talking about her trying to go after Rubio's. No. Again, she's another one. She's going to have so many problems up her butt. She's not going to have time to think about politics anymore. Oh, okay. So, well, representatives, we're going to, from Florida. So let's look at, is Scott going to be reelected? No. Is Gates going to be reelected? Yes. Is Rubio going to be reelected? No. And while I'm here, is DeSantis going to be reelected governor? No. Thank God. You poor people in Florida have suffered quite enough and quite long enough. So this was an interesting one. The opposition to Putin in Russia, Alexei Navalny, or something like that, is he going to be hurt, or is he okay? Is he going to be hurt? Yes, because he was actually yesterday, I believe it was, he was actually arrested at the border trying to get back into Russia. So, is he going to be able to continue his work at this time? No. You know, this is the thing, I have to tell you, I'm all for, country loyalty and stuff, but man, like, why does he keep going back? It's kind of like, I understand what he's trying to do and accomplish, but it makes you wonder if there isn't a way that he might have more success and more power, at least in weakening the Putin hold from outside of the country. But okay, this is interesting. So, are student loan debt going to be canceled? No. Okay, and that's all right. But is student loan debt going to be reduced or part of it forgiven in some way? Yes. Okay, so maybe they're going to put I don't know, a $10,000 cap on it or whatever, but it looks like there's some relief coming. Okay, this one's been asked, but I'll check again. Are the Dems going to keep the majority in 2022? Are they going to be able to hang on to that? Yes. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is the QAnon, I guess, senator who, I don't think she's a senator. All right, well, let's just ask it this way. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's the one who's going to try to impeach Trump within, I guess, 12 hours or whatever of him taking office. Is she going to actually try to do that? Yeah, you bet she is. Is she going to end up sort of being sidelined or removed from Congress? Yeah. And Lauren Boebert, is she also going to be facing charges or issues or problems based on her behaviors? Yeah. So this is the thing, and I think I've said this before. The biggest concern going forward for the Republican Party, I mean, you have a two-party system in the United States, and so the Republican Party can't really like splinter without kind of one side just sort of, going away, right? But my bigger concern is that you're going to end up with sort of a party, sort of like the Tea Party, except that's going to have a lot of people in it who, are the nuts and the kooks, okay? The QAnon people, you've got 12 people in Congress who are openly QAnon members or supporting that. So that's actually the bigger concern, and God help us all if there's enough Tea Party people and enough QAnon people, and they get together, and they end up, kind of being more of a majority than just the regular, normal Republicans. All right, down you get. All right, now I'm going to have to actually, come here, Nova, come here. Okay, Nova loves pendulums. It's really tricky using them when he's around. Are those who were in Congress who helped or participated in the events of January 6th, are they going to be exposed? Yes. Okay. Were the January 5th tours literally part of a reconnaissance? Yes. Okay. So this has sort of been asked, but let's try again. The question is this person going to be removed from office? Okay, so is green going to be removed from office? That's looking like a yes, and I'm not even sure if we got a yes before. Is Lauren Bobart going to end up being removed from office? Yeah, or sidelined, right? Is Holly going to end up being removed from office? Yeah. See, he is never, ever going to be able to live down that photograph of the fist and the support. That's just going to haunt him for the rest of his life. And Ted Cruz, is he going to end up being removed from office? No. So we've already found, I'll ask again, is the Senate going to find Trump guilty in the second impeachment trial? Yes. And are they then going to vote to keep him out of office going forward and to strip him of some of those perks? Yes. You know, this is the thing. I mean, you can't let this go. It can't. It has to be addressed and punished. There has to be or otherwise it's going to happen again. And let me tell you, these people who are trying to sort of overthrow the government, they may have gone underground, but they have not disappeared. And the white supremacists, that energy is actually like growing. Again, more quietly and a little bit more behind the scenes now, but they haven't gone away. Okay, so and is Giuliani going to be disbarred? Yes. Okay. Is the GOP kind of in danger of splitting? Oh, yes. Okay. And final question, is Lindsey Graham going to be investigated and exposed? No. Okay. Is Lindsey Graham going to run for office again? No. So whenever his term comes up, I don't believe he's going to be continuing. All right. Well, so there we have it. Those are the pendulum answers to your questions. I hope you have enjoyed this. And like I said, if anything crazy happens on Wednesday, I'll be around. If not, you'll see me on Friday. And so until next time, take care. Be well. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.